Today, we're going to talk about how you can prepare yourself to buy your first home. Hi, this is Sherri with Sherri Dzik Homes. Today's video is going to talk about how a buyer can prepare themselves to buy their first home. The very first thing a buyer is going to want to do before they even can think about going out to look at houses is get a pre-approval letter. One of the things that's going to happen when you contact a lender, the very first thing that's going to happen is they're going to pull your credit. Do not be afraid to let a lender pull your credit. Now, don't go letting 5 lenders pull your credit, but when you find a reputable lender that you think you want to use, it's really important that you let them do this. A lot of people follow their credit scores regularly on services like Credit Karma, or if you bank with some of the big banks, give free credit checks along with their service. It's a good baseline, but a mortgage credit pull is very, very different than those free pulls that you get. So you're really going to want to let the lender do the pull their way, because it pulls from all 3 services and they weight your credit differently to get to their credit score that they use. Some of the things that the lender is going to look for when they pull your credit is, for one, you want to make sure that you have not been a victim of identity fraud. It's not surprising to hear that so many people are, and it's surprising to me at least how many people just have no idea that it's on there. Fairly recently, we had a couple come to our first-time home buyer seminar. They were so excited about getting started on their home purchase right away. They went to start their pre-approval process and were shocked to find that they had been a victim of fraud. The man had several judgments against him that he had no idea were on there and that really weren't his. That has set their home buying process back several months so that he can take the time to get these off of his credit because they weren't really his. Through this process of having your credit pulled also, you're going to have a conversation with your lender about what type of loan is going to be the best fit for you. There's really no value in working to get your credit score higher if your credit score is already good enough for the loan you plan on getting. That is one of the things that some people really make mistakes in doing, and when they think they're fixing their credit by paying off debts before they go talk to the lender, because oftentimes they don't have to do the work that they have done, and they've spent money that they could have been using for the down payment of their home. After you have gotten your credit in order, you're really going to want to work on making sure that your finances are in order. Now, what does that mean? First of all, you are going to want to make sure that you have no bills that are past due. Pay your bills on time. It is the best thing that you can do for your credit and your finances. Even if you're making minimum monthly payments, be sure that your payments aren't late. Those are the biggest hits to your credit and to your financial history. You're also going to want to make sure that you're saving money. Now, how much money do you need? That's going to be different for every single buyer. Some people really are working for 20% down. Some buyers are only going to do a 3.5% down FHA loan. So if you're really scrimping and saving to get to a 10% or a 15% when all you need is a 3.5%, it's money that you're saving that you don't need to be doing for that could be used for another purpose. Also, you're going to want to make sure that you have a budget. Why do you need a budget? Well, how do you know how much you're going to want to spend on your monthly payment for your new home? Most buyers don't come to me and say, I want to buy a home up to $250,000. Most buyers come to me and say, I want to buy a home, but I don't want my monthly payment to be above a certain amount. This is really valuable for me to know in helping you find the right home that fits not only your wants and your needs, but also fits into your budget. How are you going to know what you can comfortably spend if you haven't done your budget? So be sure you pull out the old pen and paper and figure out what your monthly expenses are, figure out what your monthly income is, and see what you're going to be comfortable buying for your lifestyle, because that really is going to be different for every single person. And nobody but you can decide what that comfort zone is or where that comfort zone is. you're also going to want to make sure that you get your pre-approval from a reputable lender. I, of course, have a trusted lender that I work with on a regular basis. I have done many deals with her. I trust her company, that when they do a pre-approval, that it's going to mean that it will result in a clear to close, which means the client really does get their mortgage. And I also know that they adhere to the deadlines of a contract. When you have a contract, everyone is relying that both the buyer and the seller are going to work towards closing on the date that's in the contract. People hire moving companies, or they line up family and friends, they take days off of work, and it's really important that your lender is going to be able to meet the deadlines that have been set out in the contract. How do you find a reputable lender? For starters, if you have a real estate agent that you already know and trust, ask them for some recommendations, find out who they use. You can also look at the lender's online reviews. These days, pretty much everyone should be having online reviews from past clients. You should also talk to them on the telephone. Talk to them, ask them how they work, find out if you feel like it's going to be a good fit, because this person is going to be a very important partner in your home buying process. Also, you're going to compare their costs. Different lenders charge different fees for processing, underwriting. Some charge an application fee, some do not. The interest rates, they're not going to vary tremendously, but there might be differences. And some lenders offer different programs that might be a better fit for you. So all that is really important too in finding the lender. Once you've done all this, now you're ready for the fun part, starting to look at houses. This is when you call me and we get started on your home buying process. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and then hit the notification bell. This will send you a notification every time I post a new video.